Hey friends! Okay, it's been a minute, but I am so ready to share with you another forgotten recipe. This one is from the Women's Society of Christian Service in Central Park United Methodist Church in Birmingham. This one was from a relative of mine, but the recipe is not. The recipe, I have no idea who this person is. Her name is Mrs. E.A. Roberson from Birmingham, Alabama area of the Women's Society of Christian Service. This book, we've used this one before. It's from 1971. So, Mrs. E.A. Roberson may not be with us anymore. But we are going to try out her recipe. We're getting back to our roots of deliciousness, and we're going to make a loaf. That's right. I love a loaf of anything. So this is one of my favorite ingredients. It is a superfood. It is so good for you. It has lots of nutritional value, but a lot of people don't really care for it. And it is. Well, all my label's all messed up because we used it for a science project. This is canned salmon. Canned salmon is, it's great for you. There's lots of nutritional benefits. Canned salmon also comes in it's a little bit not quite cylinder. It's a little smaller at the top. It's larger at the bottom. And we'll open that up. If you have never had canned salmon, buckle up, Buttercup, because it's an adventure. This type of canned salmon, now you can't get in those like flat cans like that you get like tuna and chicken or whatever. But when you get canned salmon in this kind of can, it has all the nutritional value of all the delicious salmon. And oh, just wait. It also, this recipe contains another one of our gold standards of forgotten fixins, the cream of something soup. So this one happens to be mushroom. And it has a sauce, this salmon loaf. The salmon loaf has a sauce, and it involves pimentos. For some reason, when I was a kid, I thought pimentos were like fish or meat. It's not. Pimentos are a pepper. Like, they're milder than a bell pepper. They're almost sweet in flavor. And pimentos are literally nothing but pimentos and water and citric acid, which is vitamin C, by the way. So this loaf, this salmon loaf that we're going to make from Mrs. Roberson is, the recipe looks kind of like a big sort of a salmon patty. So it's got, bread and cream of something soup and some other things. So sort of like a salmon patty, but salmon patties usually have mayonnaise and crackers, and this one's got cream of something soup and bread. So we'll try it out. My kids may actually eat this because they do like salmon, and they actually like salmon croquettes a lot. So maybe if I put the sauce on the side, they'll try it. I don't really know, guys. I don't really know. All I know is we're gonna loaf it up. We're gonna make some salmon loaf. I'm gonna show y'all what is inside of the salmon can. I keep looking over here like the camera's over here, but the camera's over here. Hi again, hi. And just prepare yourselves for the salmon can. So let's get cooking. See you later. Hey friends, okay. We are about to start our salmon loaf. Because I love a loaf. Loaf of bread, loaf of meat, loaf of fish, it's all good. Loaf of jello, whatever, it's all delicious. But this is a salmon loaf recipe from the Women's Society of Christian Service of 1971 from Birmingham, Alabama. This recipe is from Mrs. E.A. Roberson, and I don't know Mrs. Roberson, and she may not be with us anymore, like I said, but we are going to make a recipe for salmon loaf with, and it's got a cream sauce. So this will have to be a two-parter. I'll make the salmon loaf and I'm going to cook it, and then I guess while it's cooking, maybe I'll make the cream sauce, and we'll see how it goes. But the first thing we have to do, the directions say, drain salmon with bread, softened in the liquid. So as I mentioned before, if you are not a canned salmon person, if you don't eat it very often, prepare yourself. So this is canned salmon. I'm not going to turn it, I just opened it, so I'm not going to turn it right side up. But canned salmon is usually in this odd shape. It's smaller at the bottom, or smaller at the top than it is at the bottom, because of the way they package it. Canned salmon that is packaged like this is not like tuna or chicken that's in a can. So when you open it up, it's gonna look really gross. You see all this stuff floating around in there? Yeah, brace yourselves. That's just the beginning. So canned salmon, they actually pack it in the can. It looks like salmon fillets. You can see there's the bones that are still in there, all from the center of there. There will be salmon skin in there also, along with the actual meat of the salmon. So here's the thing. If you are easily weirded out by that, then maybe get someone else to do this for you. Cause you know what, I'm not. See, here's all the bones, all the little bones. They're really, really good for you. They have a ton of calcium in them. And really, once it's mixed up in all the other stuff, you don't even taste it. Now, I will often pick out the skin, just because the skin actually has a really strong flavor, but this skin is super soft on this batch. See, there's some more. And I will, sometimes I'll pick that out, but I don't pick the bones out because, like I said, they're super good for you. See, this one has this one's like a big chunk. And you can just kind of scrape your fork across the skin. Hey, I told y'all, buckle up for this one. This is next level right here. I know for some of y'all. So there's all the bones. It's going to be fine. I promise. You will never know they're in there. They just sort of disintegrate into the other crunchy stuff. But the darker skin, I do usually pull out just because it has this really strong flavor. So here's some more. And we'll get this piece right here off. And that one. So that leaves you with and obviously wash your hands before you do any of this. You're gonna kind of smush it, okay, with all of the juice from the can, and all of the meat and all of the bones, okay? And you're gonna have some kind of mush like that. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, we're back with our washed hands. So let's get back into it. It says drain the salmon with bread, soften in the liquid. So I didn't drain it into the bread because I don't know if they meant like drain the can over the bread. I don't know. The directions aren't really great. It just says drain salmon with bread, softened in the liquid. You know what? We're gonna put the bread. Oh, this is, by the way, 4 slices of day-old bread. You know, just regular old bread. Just white bread, just bread. So we're gonna mix those two things up. And this is interesting here. Oh man, it's very, very salmony. I really, like I said, I really love salmon. It's really good for you. And this recipe is kind of similar to like a salmon croquette. By the way, most of y'all's grandmamas, I'm sure, did not pick out them bones and stuff from that. So just letting you know. So, you know, we're gonna mix all of this. Mix, mix, mix. Now it says beat eggs a little and add other ingredients and mix. Okay, beat eggs a little and add other ingredients and mix as for any meatloaf. So we're going to do that. Okay, we got our eggs. Yeah, okay, so 3 eggs. Now it doesn't say, oh, okay. So the cream of something soup is gonna go in here also with this. I'm gonna reuse this same fork because it's all going in the same pot. So we got 3 eggs. We're going to, yeah, you should, anytime you're adding eggs like this to something, just, you know, beat them before you add them into this stuff. Because if you add a whole egg in here, you're really gonna have to mix it to get it all, you know, squished up. Our cream of something soup here. It says you could use cream of celery or cream of mushroom. I don't like celery, so whoa, that was awesome. So we're gonna put the mushroom in there because I like mushrooms. A tablespoon of dried parsley. So I forgot to get that out, so let me get that. Tablespoon of dried parsley, which really a spoon doesn't fit. So tablespoon of dried parsley. That's really just for looks, guys. Parsley doesn't have much flavor. I guess it's, fresh parsley does. It's kind of green flavored, you know, kind of bright. I don't know. A half a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I don't even have 1/8 of a teaspoon. This is a 1/4 of a teaspoon. So, you know what? Just kind of do half of that. And then it says 1/8 of a teaspoon of Tabasco sauce, which I don't have Tabasco. Well, I have Tabasco, but I have different flavors. I like Texas Pete. So 1/8 of a teaspoon is not a lot. That's about that much. 2 little zhuzhes of that. So here's all of our ingredients. We have the salmon mixed with the bread and the eggs. And you know, I thought this wasn't going to make this large of an amount, but it has really, that bread has increased the volume of the fish loaf here. So there you go. That's really about all it takes because you pre-mixed your eggs. You don't want to over mix any meatloaf because it will make it kind of tough. So don't over mix your meatloaves. This is my new favorite spatula. It says, mind your biscuits. Brooke got it for me for Christmas. Hi, Brooke. So there you go. That's this is just a regular old. This says pour in oblong greased loaf pan and bake for 45 minutes to an hour on 375. So let's pour. Ooh, look at it pouring. Nice. That is very satisfying. It's very salmon-y scented, very fishy. So if you like salmon, if you like salmon patties or salmon croquettes, you will probably like this. We're going to find out. All right, so we're going to bake it 45 minutes to an hour at 375. And then I'm gonna move over here and we're gonna make this pimento cream sauce that goes with it. I don't know, we're gonna see. It's very fishy in here. Fish, no skin, all the bones. See you in a minute, bye. Hey friends. Okay, we're going to make the sauce for our salmon loaf. The salmon loaf smells really good. So, I mean, it smells like, you know, just like a salmon croquettes. Yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Because I'm thinking about this white sauce. So this, she calls it, Miss Roberson calls it a pimento cream sauce. But it starts out, it's just a white sauce that has pimentos added to it. So a white sauce or a bechamel, you know, it's flour. Oh, not that. Oh, that's milk. So you got your butter and your flour, or a fat and a flour. We're gonna melt this butter. It's 1/4 of a cup of butter and 1/4 cup of flour, and we're gonna make a blonde roux with this. We don't really want it to brown. We just want to cook that flavor of the flour out. So I'm gonna make sure this doesn't get too hot. So this says, yeah, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of butter. You see, it's just kind of a nice blonde color. We don't want it to brown like if you're making a roux for, you know, other gumbo or something like that. Gumbo has a very dark brown roux. We don't really want that. We just want a nice blonde mix there of the flour and the butter. We don't really want it to brown. Then we're gonna add the milk, just a little bit at a time. This is basically how you make, see, oh, it's gonna do this, and that's okay. See how it sort of did that? That's fine, not a big deal. Add a little more, mix it in. So we used butter, but if you do this using like you know, like sausage gravy, or like if you want to make sausage gravy, if you use it using sausage grease, basically, usually with butter, but then you can make sausage gravy this way. It's the base of, you know, all your white sauces. And it's okay if it starts out like this, it's going to be fine. See, it's still super thick and super kind of chunky looking. Not a big deal. Just keep mixing. Just keep mixing. Keep adding your milk a little bit at a time. Try not to splash it over the edge. Burnt milk stinks. Okay, so a little bit at a time here. And keep working that milk like back into that thick roux. You kind of have to pull it from the outsides and push it into the inside. And you'll just keep mixing, and it'll keep getting thicker. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and add all of that because it's pretty good right now. And you're just gonna keep mixing it up a little bit at a time, little small circles. Pull it from the outside to the end. And whisk away. Now this says, we're gonna, you know, add the 2 cups of milk slowly. Okay? We don't want any lumps, because that's gross, lumps of flour. Okay? And there you go. There you have a very basic white sauce. Ta-da! Now, we're going to cook this some more so it'll thicken, but we're going to add a couple of things to this. Let's let that whisk down for just a second. This makes just a, you know, bechamel. I think if you add hollandaise to make hollandaise, I think you add like tarragon maybe? I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. It says add 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper and 1/2 to a whole teaspoon of Worcestershire. Yeah. So we're going to add a teaspoon of that and measure it off the pan because I don't want to. And I already shook that. You should always shake up your Worcestershire sauce because it does have some chunky bits in it, and if you don't, they'll all settle to the bottom. So, back to our whisk. This is gonna be, aw man, got my shirt. Can't wear that one again. All right, so this is gonna make a nice savory sauce here. We've got the pepper and the Worcestershire. Oh, it smells really good, guys. And it's thickening up nicely. It says just cook until thickened. So, you know, the longer you cook this, the thicker it's going to get. But you can tell right now it's, I mean, it's pretty thick. I don't know if you can see. That's probably not a good idea. Let's see if I can find something to show you. This is the tablespoon I used. So you can see it's pretty thick. You can kind of drag it through and it leaves a line. But you know what? Thicken it up as much as you want. It's a basic white sauce. So if you just if you leave it on here a while or let it sit, it's going to get very thick. If it does that, like if you're not going to use it right away, or if it gets too thick, you can add you can heat it back up and add a little bit of liquid, either milk or water, and it will thin it back out. That smells really good. And it's so nice and just velvety. Velvety smooth there. Okay. The last thing it says is to add 3 tablespoons of pimentos that have been drained and chopped. So these are already chopped. So I'm just gonna kind of drain them. There's 1. And pimentos smell so nice, guys. It's like pimento and cheese. You know the smell. So 3 tablespoons of that. And I think I may actually use a regular spoon and stir that. Then I can show you too how thick and beautiful this sauce is. Oh yeah, that is going to be really delicious. I don't know if the fish loaf is going to be any good. It smells really good. It smells nice. But man, this sauce, oh, I'm going to eat this on some toast or something if nothing else. Because it is velvety smooth. It smells delicious. And yeah, see how beautifully it just coats the spoon there? Just nice. Really, really pretty there. So, okay, there's our sauce. We're gonna let that make friends for a little bit. And when this fish loaf gets done, maybe about the time the kids are getting home from school, we'll experiment with it and see how they like it, with or without this really, that really does smell good. So, all right, we'll see. Fish loaf, salmon loaf, and sauce coming up. Bye. Okay, hey friends, we are back and it's time to test the salmon loaf by Miss E.A. Roberson from who is this again? The Women's Society of Christian Service of Birmingham, Alabama. Yep. So remember, this is our salmon loaf that has a pimento cream sauce. So guys, well, I had to reheat it because I was waiting till my husband got home so he could try it too. But look at this loaf. It is so loafy.
Will it
next
loaf?
to the camera
Yes.
so you can
Will it loaf? Yes, yes, it will. I think we should turn it out onto this plate. Now, okay, so here's the loaf. Ta-da! This is the cream sauce over here. The pimento cream sauce. Now, it actually looks and smells really good, but I really like pimento, so I do this on cream sauce. It's just like a bechamel type sauce. So, I'm actually going to move this. I'm going to move this down, right? So we have room. Oh my gosh, that's heavy. And so we can florp the... There we go. All right.
And 3, 2, 1.
Oh! It went bloop, like a fish. Like a fish. It florped like a fish. So
shiny.
It's
very shiny.
It's got salmon in it, and it's got cream of something soup. It's got bread. You know, it's kind of like...
It looks like meatloaf.
It's a salmon loaf.
It's a salmon loaf. It's going to be almost like a giant salmon croquette, which y'all do like. I've made those before. And
Salmon
y'all
patty.
have. Like a salmon patty, yeah. So I'm going to give Dad this end piece.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wait, if I'm going to have it, it's
You need the cream sauce. I'm going to give you the inside piece. Hold on.
After you serve him that, show the people what it
I'm going to give it a little...
beige on the inside.
little cream sauce. I'll put it on the halfway.
Can we set the sauce up here?
And here it is. Woo! Look at that. No,
Okay,
I can leave the sauce though.
Okay.
Show the inside of that piece. That's
This is gonna be your piece. This is gonna be yours. You're gonna have this piece.
I can't reach the camera. You better show it.
This is gonna be great. I'm gonna put you a little sauce on the side.
Why is it
It's fish.
inside?
It's very beige. Very beige. Very beige. A little sauce on the side for you. You want to try some, Liz?
Yes,
Of course you do. No, actually, okay. So, Lucy and I generally like all the things that go in this. I just don't know if we'll like it all together. Put your sauce on the side too. Can you give me that one last plate down there? I don't want to eat off the giant plate here. And we'll see how this goes. Oh, that is a slab. Look how it just sort of bloop. Just sort of bloops over there on your plate. Now I am going to put my sauce a little. Look at that. Look at that sauce though. The sauce is right on time, I think, hopefully. Okay. So, people who watched how I made this, remember it has the canned salmon in it, and the bread, and the cream of something soup, and cream of mushroom in there.
That's it. See the cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. There's nothing.
So let's dig in. Let's see how it is. How it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, it's soggy.
Mmm. All right. So yeah, the sauce is probably warmer than the. It tastes like.
It tastes like turkey dressing.
It tastes like salmon dressing. It's softer than a salmon croquette, and it is very fishy.
It's better than the pickle fish roll.
How is it, Heidi?
I need salt.
Mm.
I'm debating my life decisions. The texture, it's almost like
Ooh, that's fishy.
It's
like souse meat. If you've ever had souse meat, had a slab of souse meat on some loaf bread, it's what the consistency is. It's like hot souse meat. That's the consistency.
Or like a
But it
melted
tastes a
cake
little better.
pop.
Like a melted cake pop, Heidi says.
Like it feels like there was some kind of bread in it, but it has been so soggied and squished together that it's almost pudding-like.
It's like
it is kind of pudding-like, isn't it?
it's like soggy.
Fish pudding.
It's like,
Fish pudding.
Sauce.
What is it like?
it's like soggy turkey dressing.
It's like soggy turkey dressing,
But with fish.
except with fish.
I don't know why you winked when you
Smells
said
like fish.
canned salmon.
Yeah, canned salmon. It's not fresh salmon. It's canned salmon.
So it's
Y'all
like,
ever use canned salmon before?
You use it all
I'm
the
gonna
time.
put some pepper on it. See if it-
Yeah, pepper would be good on it. Okay, here's the thing. I like the edges of it. Like,
Yeah, the crusty piece you gave me on the end was good.
yeah, like I really think if you slice this up and like recooked it in a pan, just like reheated it.
Like fried.
Yeah, like fried it.
Like fried sauce.
Like you would a piece of Spam.
Everything's better for me.
Fish Spam! It's fish Spam! I made fish Spam. Would that be a Spam?
The cheese, Pimento sauce is better with salt. It needs salt.
Yeah, the white sauce,
And pepper.
and pepper.
Add some pepper to
A
it.
little salt and pepper. But yeah, the edges of it are better, where it's a little not so puddingy. Fish pudding.
Fish sauce.
Salmon pudding.
Fish sauce.
Mm.
Sous fish.
Sous fish. Mm.
Peppered sous fish.
Heidi loves it. She wants it every night.
Oh my gosh, no.
So let's talk about the benefits
Oh,
of
gosh.
the salmon. You know, it has lots of benefits for salmon.
There's parts of it that are like congealed.
Yeah, so
Like you can pick it up in some parts, and other parts it's just like your fingers are just gonna smush right through it.
yeah.
It's pudding.
So here it is. Here's a
You
a
put it on the wrong
close-up.
side.
I know. I never can remember where the camera is.
Wait for it to focus.
It is woo. It's very fishy.
It's chunky. I'm pretty sure Ginger would like it best. I'm surprised she hasn't right in here
I
yet.
can't even eat that.
No, I'm not cleaning that up. So there we go. What do you think? I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever eaten.
It needs to be
Oh.
crispier.
It needs to be crispier.
I think you could take the slabs and fry them in a skillet, and it would be better.
Fry
Yeah,
that
if
white
it had
spam.
any sort of structure to it other than just
Mm-hmm.
mush,
Mm-hmm.
it would be okay.
Because the crispy bits make
Yeah.
it's a lot better when it's crispy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if
you
we
need the sauce with it too.
Yeah.
Without it, it's it's just fishy pudding.
You know what? I think the sauce.
Yeah,
It's
the
good.
sauce is
Yeah, the
good.
sauce is.
I think that sauce would be good on a piece of grilled chicken.
But everything
Yeah.
is like better fried if it's fried.
I mean, that'd be good on a biscuit. Like that's
It would. It would be good on a biscuit. Yeah. Yeah. That
Like just
sauce
a good
is,
sausage biscuit.
it's just a
Slap it on
bechamel.
there,
that'd be
with
good.
pimentos, but
That is just a stuffed with tomato gravy is what that means.
it's just white. Yeah, it's just white gravy. You can
Yeah.
add whatever to it, and it makes whatever
Basically.
sausage gravy or white gravy or
just-
tomato gravy or whatnot.
It's also it's very smushy, but it's also very chunky.
It's not wiggly though. See, it's not. Oh dear.
This
it's not
time
flat.
it's slippy and greasy.
It's slippy. It's the oils from the fish.
Fish oil.
Yeah, fish oil. It's
Omega
very
3.
omega something. 3s or 6. I don't know.
I think it's 3.
Both.
Smart man.
Okay, so 0 is the worst thing we've put in our mouth yet, or 10. Let's make it for Sunday dinner. What says you, Daddy?
I pour.
I 4. I think the sauce is a solid 8.
Without the sauce, it's a 2.
Without the sauce,
Yeah.
But with the sauce and a little bit of salt and pepper, it was tolerable.
it doesn't need ketchup. It's not that bad.
Oh.
But
That's
it
how you know
is-
something's bad.
Yeah, the last fish dish, the
Pickle
wrapped fish.
Ooh.
This is way better than that.
Yeah.
Like I would actually eat if you fried up each
Yeah.
slab.
If you fried it up, it would be all
It'd
right.
be it'd be like a salmon fish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it'd be
think
like a
the thing
salmon.
is with it is that it's just very greasy, so even the crispy bits are not.
I
They're
mean,
not holding. They're not crunchy. They're
So what says you, Lulu? 0 to 10.
5.9.
5.9.
It does not deserve to be that high.
What says you?
It just
That's a
needs
3 with the gravy and all. Anything.
Yeah.
It's a 3.
Titus, you want to try this?
No.
He
As-
gives it a no.
Titus gives it a no.
My description for a 3 would be, if you made this, I would eat about 2 bites of it and say I'm done. That's my version of
You
a
go
3.
home hungry.
know.
What about you? So Lulu, you say it was a
5.9.
I say it was a
4.9, a 4.9, a 4.5,
5.9.
a 5.9. That's pretty good.
5.9. Daddy was a 4.
I'd give it a 6. I mean, with the sauce, it's a 6 for me. I kind of like it. I think, like I said, fried up with some sauce on it, it's good to go. All right, we will not be making this for Sunday dinner then.
You could keep it healthy by slapping it up and putting it in the air fryer.
You could put it in the air fryer.
And it would be you could keep it healthy and it'd be like
Oh,
salmon.
it's not. Well, salmon is healthy. The canned salmon, you guys.
Mm.
Okay, see y'all later. Bye.